TI na guys. Let's go OG. Tagal wala pa. Wait natin guys. Wala pa. Sheesh! Grabe. Tagal. Tagal guys. Wala pa. Tagal. pa guys, wait lang natin. May problem ata sa lobby nila sa Shanghai, sa kine-create nila. Kahit LGD di pa nag-start eh. Yung mga internet kasi nila doon nakaban ata yung Dota eh. Wala na naman, no? Wala na naman yung ginawang lobby. Naglolo ko yung China, pre. Made in China. Made in China, tol. guys, meron na. Wait lang natin yun sa OG.
shaping up to be very interesting by the way of a start. I know that people are multi-streaming, watching other streams as well right now. I saw the Huskar first phase by Falcons too. So let's see how this one goes. I don't think we'll see a first phase Huskar. Wyvern being
Eto na
is
guys.
an interesting
Ito na ang sinahintay na sambayan ng Pilipino.
that will be contested. I think that this hero is a really good support, right? Like on a position of power,
Tingnan natin.
Do you remember Jakiro?
Ano kaya first pick dito? Ano kaya ang first pick nila? Tagal. Kaya ang first pick nila dito muna tayo. Tapay. Yopaj siya, pogi Yopaj. Raven. Draw Ranger. Para sa OG. Sino sa kabila? Tekis? Puta, hirap kagad to ah. Dito sa ano? Ban NP.
I feel like it's still playable. Like it did get nerfed back a bit, but still playable.
They're not in the lock either. But
Yeah.
another non-ban.
Ban?
Yeah, these two teams, they when they random, they don't random bans. They just don't care about these randoms. They allow you to have everything that you want.
Imagine a team actually did this. Like they were just
An-
not banning girls.
Uy, kinuha yung Ember ni Yopaj.
What is going on? This is
What?
some crazy random.
Kinuha.
The weird thing.
You know what? Actually, Mara, another good pick in this game.
Kinuha yung Ember. Kinuha yung Ember, guys.
My team as the first two picks, I'd be alright with it.
Tiny ulit. Aray, mag-win runner ba sila?
This is crazy.
Para mag para mag-win runner ulit eh.
The randoms are this good. Yeah.
I mean, okay, the tiny, if he goes mid or playable, of course, still playable for OG.
Alam ang si Natsumi. Mas pogi si
Just so you know,
Natsumi eh.
guys, in the chat and everything like that, this is not this lobby was abandoned for remaking. So these
Oh,
this
Lina.
is still a real draft. Off lane
Dude,
Tiny and maybe Lina, safe lane Drow. This is a good draft so far. This is all random draft.
Random talaga.
Legit. They just got a random. Even if they just random two supports right now, it's playable. You know, as long as they don't random some.
No, kaya-
cores, but I feel like they're gonna. I mean, even if you random some cores,
Open yung Underlord
my
din ah.
only wish is for these two drafts to be playable.
Aray ko, silencer. Pero walang mga ano yan.
Right now, but okay.
Walang mga shoe star niyan.
Two supports on
Walang stun yan.
yeah.
It's viable.
Viable,
Like you
for
said,
sure.
not the best.
Ah, okay lang. Okay lang din.
It's something
Kasi nga
I
may
can see
global silence.
happening. It's not like Silencer went unpicked during tournament. He was
It
just
doesn't
unpicked.
matter. The clue is if we find the right
Ang dying.
and the undying offlane.
Ganda ng team fight nung ano.
Like,
BoomBoys.
so meta, by the way, from BoomBoys. Like so far so good for them.
Oo.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm ready to watch this random
Ah.
game. Is this TI or bot TI once again? If you remember the good old bot TIs, like
Abaddon defend his championship.
yeah, exactly. That by the way, that grand finals was incredible.
Peak.
Like
You probably saw it on Reddit
yeah,
earlier today as well.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. The like I
What a day.
the moment I saw here, but I could instantly see a plot twist. You know, I knew that there's something extra to that finals. It was a really good finals.
Yeah, it was a really good finals. Bot TI would be pretty cool if we did get that going again. If somebody wants to take it upon themselves, as I would say the bots in the game are probably
Ayaw ipakita yung ano, pre. Yung drafting.
neutrals and all that. I don't even remember what was in the game at that point. It was so long ago. Bot TI
No.
was what, 2018? That far along? I
feel like
can't
it
even
was
remember.
a long time ago, yeah.
Oh, there was. Were there 3 bot TIs? There were. I did not
been a while.
establish a connection.
Try natin ulit yung draft, guys.
For me, it's loading. It's establishing.
Nag-ano kasi ulit eh, nagre-lobby ulit sila.
It's unknown yet.
Parang may problema eh.
It wasn't me.
Connection is
Hanep na
trying
yun.
to be made at least.
Made in China yung production eh.
But yeah, bot TI was pretty cool. There was the Toilet Bowl All-Star that was Wind Ranger and Voter Cheney Prof at the time, back in 2019. I'm just looking at
Pero
the
pick
bot
na nila is
TI 2020.
Tiny,
What a day.
Draw,
By the way, on the other streams, of course,
tsaka Lina sa OG. Sa BoomBoys, Ember, Undying, Tekis, saka Silencer.
Competitively, 0 PL games, or not a very low amount of PL games we haven't seen recently, right? Like in the last month. At the same time, when it comes to high tier pubs in Europe, PL is, it doesn't feel like a free win, but it's almost a free win. It's like whatever team has a PL feels like is at least always has a chance.
Yeah, napakadaya ng PL ngayon.
An incredible spot right now. I feel like the carry really needs to breathe not to win with the PL. Like your laning is good enough, your post laning stage is also pretty damn great. It takes some time to ramp up on that hero, but I know we spoke about Aro and how good he is. I think PL is legit in the best spot he has been in years.
Bam. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I believe it. I believe you. Wouldn't be too shocked. You know, I see PLs in my pubs. They're terrible. But that's much lower MMR PL. I'm not disagreeing with you. I was just making a joke that it's lower MMR. It doesn't work out. But higher MMR certainly seems very viable. I feel like I watch a lot of your stream and I see it a lot. Didn't you have like a PL 4 straight games or something like that the other day?
I'm having PL at every game, almost. Like, I have it banned as well. Wizards, could you try to read? Oh, it's me? Okay. It's me. I'm the reason.
I thought it was gonna be me, honestly. I'm surprised it was not me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Restarting
Bot
as
TI
well.
was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
It felt one of the cooler events, and I'm hoping we get it back. I don't know. He's ad nauseum, so it's pretty much once we get in there, we'll get it. It'll be a fun day of Dota ahead of us. That's the thing. We're just anxious and awaiting everything that we're looking for on Dota. I think there's a lot of anxiousness
Tagal.
in the chat. A lot of anxiousness happening for all of us out there. I know for me, I started out hot. You said I came in a little bit too energetic, and now I've toned it down
No,
because
you're
I'm
never-
waiting.
it's-
Now I gotta conserve the energy. I'm a little worried. I'm looking at that clock over there. It's now it's 11:30. So I gotta conserve here for this series because I know this one's gonna be a bang. I'm gonna tell you that right now. and I'm gonna say something. You guys may not want to hear it. It's going 3 games. Sorry, it's not gonna be a short one. It's going 3 games. I'm gonna put my legend rank approved badge on that one, and if I'm wrong, that's why I'm a legend player. So pretty simple. Yeah, I did not connect to that lobby.
Same.
Connect on other. So,
Same. By the glimpse of my eye, I think when we started connecting, I saw US East. Server.
yeah, they said it says that, but it's not
But it's not.
that
Yes,
or
yes.
something. I don't know. Put my mind at ease. I wish it did say Shanghai. But that would be maybe something they try. I don't know. They said it's on land, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Of course. It's just
Tagal?
the routing that we get to it. But in any case, this series, the last time they matched up, like you mentioned it, right? Like it lasted. Like just the first game was over an hour, and the second game is an hour, and it went all 3. The last one wasn't for either. So these are 2 very evenly matched teams. We shall see just how that plays into TI as well. Like most, I would say, would value BoomBoys a little bit higher, or rank them a little bit higher than OG. And if you looked at predictions, some people would even predict BoomBoys to
Tagal.
take the whole game. I feel like there is a chance. Like if like there's a chance for OG, of course, as well. Like they're good lineup right now, but yeah, I'm sure. Like BoomBoys, they've been doing very well through the year. They've been having some fantastic performances, and going into the series versus OG, they are the favorites. But the only thing that remains is to see if OG have sneakily crafted something new. You know, sneaky, cheeky, breaky in the last couple of weeks. Maybe they made some new strats.
Yeah, I would be pretty happy to see something a little bit different. You know, that teams give us a little bit of a new look, but right now I'm just kind of hoping that the look that we get is a look at a lot, a look at an old draft. So we're gonna have to wait for that, but
Wala pa.
it's how we do it.
Sira na may lobby, guys.
Wait for a little bit of Dota. I don't know if that's me. I feel like I'm hearing hero sounds just in my ear, but
Maybe it's because of you're in Dota. Maybe you have to stream on.
oh, maybe it's just automatically on. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
No, it's muted.
Yeah.
That's weird. Huh.
You can't mute. You can't mute some of these heroes. They go through the mute.
Tagal.
It goes through the mute. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'll ask you this while we're waiting, while we're trying to get into this loaded lobby. Could you give me your best introduction of a team?
What do you mean, like
Like if you
teams
were,
work on?
yeah. So,
I suck at that.
hey, it might be why I asked the question. Who knows?
Ako na sasagot.
I've heard you do.
There was that. Wasn't it one of the playgrounds or whatnot where I was doing that for introduction?
Natalo yung OG dyan sa BoomBoys before. Last huli nilang laban.
No, bro, no. Get someone else to do it. Let me play and analyze some.
Pero OG nanalo sa Falcon huli nilang laban. So, tingnan natin. Mukhang nag-improve naman sila.
To introduce teams verbally on stream instead of yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We can do
See
it.
that
We
little
can do it
next
together.
train? There it is. I like to see that.
Tagal.
That's what it's all about. Getting hyped for these games. If you were to be shocked by a hero being picked, finding its way into the meta right now, that isn't really seeing a lot of play, which hero would that be?
IO para sa akin, boy.
Meepo. Or Artward. I'd be shocked. I'd love to see it, especially because OG plays it. Like they played some Meepo, so I'd love to see is up. Like
ano pa ba magandang
game
makita
start
ulit?
because
More pling yan.
we have some
Maganda.
probably internet side or maybe Dota server side. I'm not really sure right now, but other servers are working.
The
so
international
probably
made in
start doing
China,
so
guys.
ourselves as well. It's a pretty good series, by the way. So we're in the way.
Yeah, definitely worth the wait.
Of
We
course,
saw
worth
it
the
like,
wait.
we've been talking about. We've seen it a couple times, and that's kind of just been where we've been at. And, I'm looking for this to be,
Tagal.
I don't know, ready and willing to go. It might be us. Who knows? I need to finagle the lobbies.
No, sa lobby nila yan.
Somebody tripped on an Ethernet cord. I'm not going to name names or anything, but I'm not at liberty to say who might be on Ethernet if it was. I don't think it was me. But it's definitely not.
You from NA tripped on a cable, which is basically the link of these chain events led to us here. You know.
Sira na may lobby, guys, eh. Wait lang natin.
Okay, it should work fine if we start without Blizzard. Feels bad, but okay. It is
That's
what
how
it
it
is.
goes. I can't believe
Yeah.
it's you. But I guess we're gonna try it this way. So we're both gonna just do PG
Alright.
and see if this works out.
I left the lobby. Maybe you should just so stay in it, just so we see if it's you or me. Maybe it's come out of the lobby. I left.
Yeah. We are a full set lobby opening at it. It pops up for us, but they're probably gonna give it a shot in a couple seconds. So you gotta do the whole type in the chat. You guys ready? The production ready? The team's ready? It's like when the ref comes out for mixed martial arts fight. They point at the fighter, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And then they clap, and then they get the thing. Hopefully, backslap is the lobby loading.
It's interesting that if it would be us, because it already started with us, right? Like we were in the lobby when it started earlier, so kind of it was just
I
a
don't
ping
think
that
it does.
there's just the stuff always when it comes to Perfect World, you know, like just even watching the games, it can be a bit rough sometimes. So we shall see if
Tagal, wala pa rin, guys.
Not gonna be able to click on heroes and items, but overall, who needs that? Like we have some gorgeous observers. Of course, right?
Nag-U-drop. Nag-new drop ata sila.
Dying, and you'll be in a really good spot, like super comfortable for him, and just a lot of combos that you can combo it up with, like an SF and Heritage, or even the IO, by the way, that we talked about. So just a lot of good things coming for.
Nag-new drop sila.
When it comes to OG, like okay, first and foremost, not too shabby at all. Like you asked about this hero, and do you need to respond to it? Is it the first phase material? I feel like between Hoodwink and Undying there's a clear difference. You're picking Undying because he's really strong right now, and there's like 2 positions that you can play him in. 3 if you count both.
Change strategy ulit to.
Right on the other side, I feel like this is like a jack of all trades that isn't really. She's strong, but she's not broken. She's strong, and she's good in almost any draft. Like whenever you're playing Dota, I feel like if you pick Hoodwink and you need a position 4, you're not gonna go very wrong. Like she lacks a little bit of disable, which she can mitigate by either buying like eventually a Yule's Atos or something like that, which still isn't instant, but it helps. Overall, she's not that great when you have to catch heroes like Puck, but in general, it's a very strong support that gives you stuns. It's hard to kill, gives you a lot of damage in the lane, and gives you a break as well, which is of course pretty damn good for the merge.
Something we saw a lot with Miss Hoodwink, which has not been banned yet, is that Centaur. That was a hero that I feel like we saw a lot of in the Essence tournament that we were covering.
Ooh.
And a hero that I think did relatively well. I don't actually have any statistics on that because they're on another tab. I'm going to find that for you.
Nag-ano sila ulit ng draft.
44% winning.
Okay na sana yung draft eh.
A crazy number, if you want to hear the breakdown from the Essence tournament, is Radiant side, Centaur had a 62% win rate,
Yeah.
but on Dire, it only had a 25% win rate, and that's in 12 games. Like, that's not a small sample size on the Dire. That's 3 wins, 9 losses. What would possibly, is that just like coincidence?
Kinuha yung Windrunner, tapos Mirana, Lina.
Teams playing it, right? Like I don't think that has much to do with anything else, but the teams that are playing it.
Medyo pumangit yung support ng OG ngayon ah.
Many characters long, like they don't necessarily have the best data to work off of, and it's like maybe Falcons played Centaur on Radiant 10 games, and everyone else played it on Dire. So overall, I don't think it matters a lot for the Cent. I feel like playing Dire or Radiant is good for him in a good game. There are games that aren't that great for Centaur, games where he can't really lane that ball versus an opponent. But I feel like those
Shit, ito na naman yung bear.
like you don't see those games very often.
Ayoko yung kalaban.
By the way, on DB. So
Pero natalo na nila yung bear na yan eh.
now of the patch, on one
Natalo
side,
na nila yan.
we get Alone, on the other we get the Lina. I would say out of all of these here, they are probably the most contested right now in high tier cards as well. SF, by the way, completely going through untouched. Some other heroes as well, like Quarrel, by the way, completely untouched, even though everyone was.
Sakit naman nung bear na yan.
Actually, I'm blind. Quarrel did get back, so.
Oh, yan din. Enigma din pinantalo nila dyan sa bear eh.
Rushing through this draft, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
in double time, the Lina Mirana was like a quick double pick, and the Mirana is a very strong hero. We've talked about how strong this hero is. Starstorm very early feels amazing, but then now your lockdown is pretty good. I think for OG, where it is right now for BoomBoys, it's Seared Chains and Shackle hitting, and the route from whatever you're gonna get here from Lone Druid. I don't know if it's amazing, but definitely something to work with. And I'm curious of what boxes you think need to be checked still from either team.
Yeah, like you know what, like when you look at the shackles themselves and just the chains, it doesn't feel like a lot, but it's not that bad. Like they still have most likely an offlane position available for them to pick. So the Ember matchup versus the Lina is going to be an interesting one. I think if Lina is played mid, which I feel like she's the best in, they can do the GP killing them. Carry as well.
Ang ipinik nila dyan, naka-partner niyan.
Positions this hero just
Yung
makes it
ano,
insanely powerful.
yung
But let's see.
Rexar.
A couple picks to go through.
Pipik nila yun kay Raven.
About the Underlord is good. I'd like to see some
Yung Rexar.
on a BKB piercing offlaner. You know, something that can always deal with
Yung Roar. Yun yung ipipik nila dyan kay Raven. Yun yung pinantalo nila dyan sa Bear ng BB. Napanood ko yung last laro nila sa BB
Beastmaster as well being one of those. A Nero Beastmaster maybe not his
Tapos yung pinantalo ng BB sa kanila yung PL Pero ewan ko kung mag-PPL pa sila dito.
overall
May burn
we'll see what they go for. There are other ways of playing versus Enigma. Right now Enigma is more about drums and
Dapat ban na nila yung PL.
this here is more about just overwhelming you than necessarily just always using that black hole at the right time. At least in the early
Alam ng OG yun
you can do the utility or you can do this kind of a build. They've not done a nice job there. The other approach, if you don't get to play against Enigma in the late game with BKBs and Blink
Ay!
and everything, is to overwhelm the game early
Offlane
enough so
Enigma na
that
pala to. Raven na pala to.
really a problem. They play the tempo faster, and that's why the Night Stalker and the Underlord bans, by the way.
Open offlaners like the Centaur that are a possibility in this moment. One last ban for the BoomBoys is could they just throw this Undying free if they wanted to, or would it not work against this lineup?
They could, like if they feel that they can answer the Enigma in some way
Mhm.
in the lane, like they could, like if you have some like Enchantress idea or something like that, you know, that can take the Eidolons.
Ooh,
Because Swim banned out.
Yes, okay.
this is a hero that I just seen a post saying whether or not we were going to see Kez at TI, and well,
Yan yung pinantalo nila sa Bear pala yung Kes
we
yan.
see a Kez final pick for OG, which isn't unheard of. I think we saw Kez a couple of times during the Essence tournament that we covered together, and it did okay.
Okay.
And there's a Legion.
Oh, now we're
Wow,
cooking.
we're cooking.
Now we're
That was
cooking.
an unpicked hero in that last tournament, unbanned hero, so completely ignored hero. Now coming in, first series, first game, we get a Legion. I mean, that's something that I'm thinking is like, all right, that's pocket. We had that ready to go, and here we are with a Legion. Well, what do you think about this hero?
It's an interesting one, you know. It's BKB piercing ability, by the way, that comes from the offlane. It's a tempo hero as well. It's a hero that can also, I would say, just one shot all of the Eidolons if you want to be a bit crazy with.
Eto na guys, ang hinihintay ng sambayanan.
There is something
Medyo
there as well.
alanganin na may OG dito
Just have a normal lanes, of course, and let's see how it goes. Like
Oh,
overall,
tingnan natin.
I like the pick it for no other reason, just for the flex. You know, they're flexing Legion Commander.
Tingnan natin guys, anong mangyayari.
Haven't seen this hero at all. Like in person, from the couple of games that I've seen, she looked alright. Like this is a hero that's in a pretty decent
Okay.
I can really tell you, at least in my book, is one, they're irrelevant to the conversation. But two, you just don't see this hero so much, and it's something that I'm kind of excited to see. My one question is, we saw a lot of like super late games with these two teams. How do you think a hero like Legion, obviously scaling gets those duels out? How do you think a hero like that holds up going late?
I think it's a really good hero overall for this game. Because you have too many, I mean, maybe having too many targets is not the best, but you have, what I'm trying to say is you have a lot of good targets to lock down with the Legion. Like you talked about their lockdown and that it might not be the best, but now with the Legion you literally have as much lockdown.
Nagrelabi na naman sila sa tingin ko.
So it has become the
Ito mo, dalawang labi nagawa na ng OG.
bit harder hero to find, of course, but it's doable. And Lina, she basically this hero
Nagrelabi na naman guys.
has by
Come
I
on.
try to get away, right? Like I reposition myself. That's how Lina is playing right now. I think Legion just stops that gameplay. If
Game, ito na,
you
ito na.
find the right Legion angles, the right maneuvers, I think she just completely stops Lina from playing that. But you gotta be on point, you gotta get the blink played very early on, and it's usually not that simple and easy.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes, how the Lina does. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see it, and we're here to take a look. Game number 1 coming into it. OG against BoomBoys. I'm so excited for this Legion. I'm so excited for TI. All right, let's get energy out right now. It's TI. I'm hyped. I don't care what time it is. We started doing this at 10 p.m. for me. Now it's midnight. I am hyped. Let's do this. We're getting into game number 1. OG against BoomBoys. Coming into Shanghai TI. It rhymes for a reason, guys. It rhymes because it is exciting, it is great, and we are here ready to go. Kathomi already showing off the Trail of the Burning Doom glitch cosmetic. I gotta talk about it because it is so sweet.
Please do.
Alright, so I'll get it out of my face before we get deep into this game, but glitch cosmetics were a thing that happened in the early 2010s. Talents used to get self-made, and players used to get self-made items, and they would use those to glitch in the courier gems, and it would end up that they could make them into items. So the Undying Scout himself, Trail of the Burning Doom, which was in a courier.
Raven?
Tombstone
Putang
down
ina,
early on.
Raven.
They're gonna try and go in onto Raven looking for this Enigma, and they will get first blood. As
First blood kagad.
kills him with the lone druid, so dropping down that early tombstone and making well good use of it early on. And mid Yopaj, a lot of people's idols, he's gonna be on this Lina.
Yeah,
I'm ready to see him up against GPK. This is a great matchup.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool matchup in which I would say Lina should have a little bit of course, like you outrange, you can spam the Ember from distance. Like your damage over time is insane, even through the Flame Guard. I think this is a good lane for Lina. But eventually Ember does have something to show for, right? Like after the laning is over, if you survive on Ember with a decent amount of experience and gold, all you need is level 6 and you can hunt her down. You need +1. Basically, this kind of, you see this? Like this right here is my life 24/7. Everyone's life 24/7. Whoever plays against Lina knows this feeling. She's literally sitting on your high ground. You cannot approach the wave. It's very difficult. Even though GPK so far keeping up, you know, like he's finding some last hits, he's keeping his distance. He can still poke with Slight, by the way, which isn't that bad. Like this kind of a build on Ember, you can play versus Quaddles, versus Quaps, versus a lot of these long distance glass cannons.
It's hard though, right? Because you, like you said, it's just Lina going to be dominating. You're in this situation where it's like one of the longest range heroes with spells in the game, and finding yourself just getting constantly pressured. And you can see you're talking about pressure. You got salves here, blood grenade.
Oh, the blood grenade.
Oh,
Kinancel. Kinancel yung salve. Loko-loko.
quick attempt here. As Natsumi, he's on this Kez, and not a hero we're seeing so much of, but definitely a hero that we're seeing some favor.
I think Kez is still in a
Gusto niya eh. Kaso,
really good spot.
sino kaya best carry nila dito mamaya?
This hero
Hindi pwedeng sabayan yung that ma-aggressive burst yung
right now.
bear.
If he's given to the right player, always has some impact in the game. And what I really like about Kez as well is he can play multiple roles from position 1. He can be the hard carry or the playmaker as well.
Definitely can be. He has to be very careful in this spot. I want to give up a kill, especially as they grab that first book for the lone druid. And these are games that have been going later for both these teams. In that last series, they had that first game go 65 minutes. Definitely lone druid, a hero that's ready for some late. And I feel like maybe Enigma fits that bill, where he gets more exciting as the games go later. But do the rest of these cores hold up? Does Kez hold up? Does Lina hold up?
I think like whenever you have Enigma, if the Enigma is unanswered, which sort of more or less the hero is at this point, as long as you have any sort of scaling, you should be fine, and they do. Like I think Lina scales extremely well. I would say the same for Kez. I think this is a very playable game for OG. We might be in for a longer one at least playing with the Enigma. When it comes to Ember Spirit, like you are going for your standard build. This is most likely like Mage Slayer kind of a build. When it comes to Lina, it's travel Ags almost every single game. Like you go travel, you will get yourself some kills on the map because you can join basically. You just want to be farming the jungle, not showing yourself, and then traveling to the lane that needs assistance.
Yopaj sitting here, topping that CS chart, no surprise. And, you know, Emperor's bottom of the cores, but
Oh, Yopaj,
kind of holding his
aray
own a
ko.
little bit. They're going to go for Yopaj.
Nice.
Grenade out,
Andito
but the
yung
first
dalawa.
one maybe saving Yopaj. And an
Up.
arrow fly in.
Delikado pa si
This
GPK
is
dito.
trouble
Nice
for
one.
GPK. He will lose his life, and that'll be a
Ayos,
kill for the side of OG.
Just a beautiful turnaround, right? Like both of these teams knowing very well that you gotta rotate around mid lane on the rune mark, so they do. They save the Lina. Right? You could argue that Lina is definitely the easier kill out of the two.
Oh,
but,
teams.
nice bushwhack. I would say like when it comes to the two supports, by the way, infinitely stronger on OG at this point in the game. Maybe not infinitely because of the Undying. I take that back a little bit, but in general, when it comes to the damage output, Mirana right now is kind of insane as well. Like just the Starfall being maxed out right now. I believe I saw he's on 111. But dude, this hero with Starfall at the moment, it's like 300 damage if both of them connect on level 2. Level 1, perhaps not as strong, but still significant.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually
See?
you can go for Axe. Like even if you're a 5, like you can go for Axe.
Nice one.
And arrow connects, Laguna Blade's there,
Aray ko.
and that is a kill for Yopaj, taking out save.
This hero, by the way, when played on a support, was all about the arrows, right? Like if the arrow is connected, basically you're either
Later,
God gamer
problema
or
yung ano na
God
yan.
gamer when
LC na yan.
playing Mirana. Right now, arrow is, I feel like, just a bonus. That's it. Like if they connect, great. If they don't, nobody really cares because all you gotta do is spam the Starfall in the lane, and of course post-laning stage. If you do get that Aghanims, as long as the arrow is flying by, you'll be getting those. You'll be getting the damage out of it.
They are bringing Katomi over.
Katomi.
He's gonna come through
Delikado
and
siya dito, ah.
steal this wisdom shrine,
Raven.
but as we get to the 7-minute mark, Katomi is gonna drop this tombstone. Maybe there's an opportunity, but with
Oh,
Yopaj coming over, that
Dali,
opportunity
kuhanin mo.
is
Tombstone. Zombie.
gone.
It's gone, but still,
Oh.
I'm gonna steal that spot for you.
Tips.
It's really hard
Yeah, it's not a
to
bad
get to.
spot.
Buhay.
It's really hard to get to keep vision on it and to kill it at the same time. So, of course, as an Undying, your job is to fight 5 heroes at the same time when it's early game. The more heroes you fight, the better it is for you.
Medyo hirap si Natsumi dito sa lane na to, ah.
Push the K's out, try to hope that your tombstone does work. They're going to push this top tier 1 tower. Miero here on the Legion Commander having a good time in the offlane, so available at access. And first item for him is going to be this blade mail, so it's not going to be that blink dagger initiator. Just looking to get that blade mail early on and hopefully reflect a bit of that damage that helps him get a couple of these kills, as they were looking to get that bottom rune at the 8-minute mark. But it is a shield rune top being saved here for the BoomBoys.
He did have to use some remnant charges. at least
Malas
to
lang sa respawn.
get it, but which is a plus side for OG, but for BB, of course, getting the shield rune is pretty damn good on the Ember, secures him from any sort of aggression from now on.
Bottom lane. Is Mirana, Skem thinking about coming through, but they have not been able to get after this lone druid yet. That's always a
Nice.
little bit of a scary proposition, whether or not you're going to be able to handle a
Nice
lone druid
stuff.
that's got himself a little bit of farm. Assuming
Kaso
clear up some
makikita.
stacks. There's also a couple of bounty
Ni
runes ready for
Katomi.
him with Katomi. He doesn't
Oh
want to
my
give this up so
God.
easily. He'll drop down the tombstone, and this might help him steal a couple of creeps. But let's see if there's any reaction coming in from OG. Right now, they're not even willing to go after Katomi, as the Legion stepping forward a second. Natsumi needs to be just a touch careful. Doesn't want to get caught by a duel.
Yeah.
Hello
Duel
guys,
name.
is this legal? Is there position 5 stealing my stacks, guys? Team? We're team.
Anybody gonna
Question
show
mark,
up for me?
question
Help?
mark. Stole all the stacks. Of course, Lina not necessarily super ready just yet to make moves. Enigma definitely not a hero that should be connecting top to help you. Like the only two heroes that could have helped were the supports, but they were also not in the greatest vicinity, so
Shackle
they might be
connecting, but
losing the tier 1 bottom.
Yeah, mapupush ata yan.
definitely might be. Raven just pushing it in.
Oh.
Luna Blade got used.
Buhay
They're
pa
trying to get a
save,
kill
ah.
here on a save, but he's able to get
Look at
behind
that
the tier
bird.
2 tower. But the damage is definitely felt, but it's not a kill.
Yeah,
At least, nakuha nila yung tower.
it's like when
Mhm,
you're playing
nice.
versus Lina, and when she burns you, you cannot dispel it. By the way,
Aray
so
ko,
you just
Teams.
Go through everything, Teams. By the way, another hero that's when you're playing Hoodwink, actually, like I mentioned, the puck and the spirit heroes that you can't really catch, right? They can't really usually set up on. They set up on you very nicely, so it works badly for you in multiple ways because they can get on top of you. They can always chase you through the trees. Like Hoodwink likes to play versus these. The hero is made
Kamusta?
for
Nako,
the
maduduel.
trolls, you know, the vipers, the bristles. You can have an
Maduduel.
easy setup for them. You know, it's
Wala
just
pang
a
blade
lot of
million.
things that work well against them. Versus the spirits and high mobility
Yep.
heroes can be a bit rough sometimes.
Definitely can be a bit rough, and they are showing a little bit of that high ability as they were able to kill off that Hoodwink. GPK just sitting over mid, and again, he is sitting bottom of the net worth
Mhm.
for the cores at the moment, keeping up, I guess, in terms with Kez. But overall, when you look at the mid matchup and the mid diff that's happened so far, Yopaj having a very good start. We'll see how much this Lina can really parlay this into maybe something a little bit more if he can move around the map and get himself a couple of kills as GPK backs off to grab some stats. With Tims, it's certainly possible. I mean, this is a duo that, if they move around in unison, bushwhack into an LSA with a Laguna, right now, I don't think many heroes are surviving that on the map. It's not easy.
Second
it's not easy
tower.
to survive. It's also not super easy to catch for OG. I feel like that's one thing that you see this push on mid lane. I mean, with the icons and Enigma rotating really early on, this is one way to play when you don't necessarily have insane catch. You just overwhelm them and you pressure all the time.
Yes. Pero black hole na
That
yan.
Moonlight Shadow. And, you know, you think about what they're going to be able to pull off here for OG, and they've had a couple of games like this, I think, in recent tournaments where they've got these early leads and have been able to get themselves something going and have kind of not been able to capitalize on this advantage for themselves. But for right now,
But
keep
Yeah,
this
the
lead.
thing-
They'll lose this top tier 1.
Basag di top
thing is,
nila.
like, you have to think about it in a different way also. They have taken what they can take off of the map. It's not like this lead
Skem.
that they kind of got. It's not really. It's not even really a lead. I think this was a given. Like it can't happen. Like you're playing versus the lone bird, you have to pressure.
Kaso
your map
maabante
lane,
na
it's
tong
standard
Bear, ah.
Dota. You're also playing with Enigma, and this hero just likes to pressure one tower after
Okay.
another with utility, with drums, with bearing,
Drums
with
na.
They got the mid
Pushing ano sila dito. Trip. Nako, kaso mahuhuli siya. Sayang.
They're gonna go for the duel. Try to get this Enigma.
First
and
duel.
this is an easy kill.
And I was legit leading into this.
Eto
The
na.
question is now, how do you play the map, and what do you do with the space that you've been given?
Yeah.
You've opened up the tier 1 mid, you've
That
opened up the tier 1 bottom.
Continue
Now
lang
what?
dapat.
Like, what is the play style? How can you protect the Enigma from, or the mid laner from any rotations that might happen from BB? Because
Yun na
BB,
nga.
they
Ayun na.
have some pretty good
Naka-vessel
lockdown.
na yan.
Every time they have duel, they'll be hunting you. So, let's see.
Okay,
It's a
tingnan
very
natin.
interesting game when it
Nice,
comes to,
nice.
like, the
Nice,
strategic aspect
okay.
of it.
jump
Nice
in
catch,
onto
though.
this Legion. And
Off lane for
just
off
easy
lane.
way in with that Laguna and that Echo Slash coming through from the Kez. Yopaj starting to make those movements. It's something that he really needs to do. Looks like you gotta put some pressure onto this Lone Druid. Time is always a danger against Lone Druid.
Kaya nga eh, kaso free farm pa rin tong Londrod ah.
That sounded like some
Oops!
Iliad
Patay si
proverb, you
Lina.
know, or something. But Yopaj gets killed, by the way. Well, on the mid lane, it's the biggest kill of the game so far. I get, of course, the Ember early on, and now they do.
Naka-Bessel na kasi
basically,
Shin.
they managed to kill the Enigma bottom. They killed the Lina mid, while losing LC in the last couple of minutes. When it comes to like tempo, I feel like LC is probably the hero that wants to have the most of it, right? Because of all the dual damages to get back up.
And it was the kill there onto the Luna, slowing down that streak. Already a streak, you know, only 4 kills, and they had a streak to grab.
Tabla lang,
Boys
tabla.
doing everything
Kaso,
they can to try and pull this one back.
yung
Still now
movements-
top of the net worth, it finally falls below the Lone Druid, and I feel like that's
Ay,
the
na nga.
scary point here. Proverb again, time is danger to the Lone Druid, and
Yeah.
something that is going to be
pero
very,
natalo na nila
very
Lone Druid na yan ah.
Legion
Especially when
starting this off, trying to get some more stats.
what's the danger with alone? It's the Aghanim's Mjolnir, right? Like that's the time when his
Yeah.
farming speed really racks up, and that's basically what you want to delay as long as possible. So far hasn't been delayed. Not really. He's top network together with Lina. Like they're sitting on more or less the
Mhm.
same. Overall, I feel like yeah, it's. You could say it's a bit dangerous for OG, even though they do scale well. It's not about scaling necessarily only. It's about the difficulty that you have when you gotta play versus a fat lone druid. Right? You know that this hero will just be constantly annoying you.
Hindi nanonood tong
Thank you
dalawang
for,
caster. Tinalo na nila yung Lone Druid na yan. Pero, yung first game nila, talo sila dyan sa Lone Druid na yan. Kaya basa na ng OG yan kung paano gagalawin.
And he's blocking camps with the bear. You're seeing this, right? Like he's keeping Mjolnir in the hero to farm with. Meanwhile, he's blocking Enigma's camp with the bear in some places, and then he switches. Like he's really min-maxing this hero.
Ito na. Dagger
Best
ano
to
na.
try and continue to maintain this lead, and honestly, slow
Blade
down this
mail?
Enigma. One of those heroes that I feel like gets to
Nice.
strong, and that's going
Nice,
to be an
nice,
illusion
nice.
dual victory, but
Nice joke.
got the illusion. Good move by Yopaj.
I love how he. Did you see after
He
got
know
the kill,
already.
He stayed there for like a half of a second. He's like, what?
Oh man.
Then he realized, like, yeah, not bad. Good bait, good bait.
Honestly, a great bait. Something that he needs to do because this Lina feeling a little bit fragile in my eyes, at least in the situationship of this game. Because this feels like if Lina dies 2, maybe 3 more times, that Lone Druid just takes over, and Lina's not as much of a factor as we'd like it to be. At least if you're rooting for OG in that sense. So avoiding that duel is something that I think is actually way more of an impact in this game than it looks. And you know, he just killed
Okay.
the illusion.
Yun
Execution
natin.
impact. Keep in mind that was a smoke as well, I believe, right? So just a lot of things coming together and making this Lina's
Kita
life
siya
a
dito
little
ah.
bit
Sa
nicer.
Tommy.
Top
Gonna get the
lane.
kill onto Tim's. He's running away, but the focus fire's on him.
Duel.
Got a Legion
Oh,
Commander ready for
shit.
duel and a blade mail, and
That
that
di na
will
siya
be a dual
lumabas.
victory. This time, not an illusion.
Okay, umikot sila dito. May
There's
ano ah.
smoke up behind. Look at this. Boots of bearing as well. This is
One more toy. Laguna Blade Legion is going to be
Okay.
dead. And they will get this kill, but they're going to look for one more. Wind running away, though, is safe. They're not going to be able to get the kill into the Wind Ranger, and that will at least be a return kill. One of greater value, certainly.
look at this though.
But Tombstone on the high ground while they come through the Twin Gate.
Like TP lang.
TP attempt out. Not really much you can do about that. If he had a +1, maybe. I think Ember was nearby, but didn't make the reaction to go and get this Enigma.
If Ember was a bit closer for the chains, at least to cancel it, it would be a different story. But you know, there's a clear difference between the moves that are being made on these two sides. On one side, BB They're using 2 heroes, maybe in this situation, even one Undying, forcing the Enigma to TP out and not play the map, right? Meanwhile, on OG, who did they need to kill the Legion? Everyone, right? Like, they brought literally 5 heroes top to kill him. So, it's a lot of space, a lot of map is given to the Ember, to the Lone, and they're just continuously abusing it. They're just farming up the Storm.
And doing a really good job on this Lone Druid, top of that net worth, constantly bouncing back with the Lina. So Kez, he's sort of keeping up.
Yeah.
1,000 behind isn't a bad place to be in, especially as a Kez. Currently, I feel like your late game is going to compete with this Lone Druid if they're close enough. And you can see these Eidolons pushing and farming away. Offlaners pretty much even so far for both these teams, and I'm not surprised. It's only a 2,000 net worth lead, but Raven, he's got these Boots of Bearing and the Force Staff. With the Tumbler Toy, this is a lot of mobility.
Yeah, a lot of mobility, but mobility
Ganun na Lina.
blink.
Yeah.
Very interesting, by the way, with the Force. Let's see how he uses it. I'm honestly like, I'm not sure about the Force. I mean, it can work, of course. It's just mobility for Enigma. As long as you can get yourself in the right position, it's good. Like, it's a bit better versus, of course, versus Roots, but generally, if you're scouted and you're playing Enigma, it doesn't help you if you reposition yourself a little bit. Because you just die. Or your black hole will not be as significant because they know where you are. They're not going to like keep on sticking
Di
together.
maganda nga yung
So
ano dyan,
it's
first
a bit
step.
harder to play and to execute with the force staff, but it's a little bit selfless.
Isi-save siya
because
kasi
you can
ng
also use it on others. You
kakampi
can
niya eh.
help out the Lina if she
Pag
gets
force
caught up.
step eh. Tapos makapag-black hole siya.
Sure though on a Force Staff is going to be worth it where you
Pag dagger, ano eh. Hindi ka na makakatakbo, hindi ka makakalayo. Eh yan, may chance ka pa makapag-black hole eh.
Let's see, like he has force and blink, so a lot of mobility on the Enigma soon. But by the way, did you see the shard on Undying? It's being delivered on the courier. He's getting it basically as soon as possible. It's a point and click save. You click Tombstone, you click the hero is hidden in the Tombstone.
Ito na.
But
Shadow, they're
Undying
going
is
to try and make a move. Bushwhack misses.
Black hole? Nice one.
There's a chance here. Force Staff into that black hole. They're going to try and get the kill onto this Ember. GPK though, he's going to be able to
Buhay
survive
pa?
for the moment. Now you're thinking maybe you got to turn around.
no black hole.
No
You
black.
definitely can if you want to. You need more heroes. They're all so low, plus no black hole. If they leave, this is a free tormentor for BB basically.
Tombstone
You
shard
have a-
already proven to be very strong. They got that
Aghanim
Aghanim Scepter
Sniper.
here with the Lone Druid, so you've hit that point where the map's going to be pressured pretty hard. This bear is going to be out there pushing lanes, getting farm, and doing his thing, and he's starting to really pull away from the Lina. That is a scary proposition.
Pero dalawa core na OG, malapit din sa Bear.
Like, they just used
Okay lang
not
yan.
only black hole but Mirana ult as well. But instead they're hunting for kills. Okay, like this is a play as well. They expect you to be tormentoring. So tormentoring, that's a new word. So you are instead.
Delikado
using
si
that
Natsumi
as a
dito
setup
ah.
Maybe on Kez.
Ay alam niya,
But
naramdaman
he's
niya.
wise to it, like he already mantas out. Good read, very good read by Kez.
Assuming getting all the way back behind the gate.
Tiningnan din ng LC kung mawawala yung smoke niya eh.
That is an illusion.
Kaya hindi niya ginoy.
Won't be going for that one this time.
Okay. Smoke.
Again, coming over now with the smoke, the blue black hole, and they will find save for a moment, but there are heroes here that are going to be able to fight this back. GPK goes inside of his searing chains. That's going to be locking up the Enigma for a second.
Okay.
Sharpshooter Laguna Blade.
Buhay pa! Buhay pa!
Can they save him? No, they're going to go to the Legion Commander with the duel. They're going to kill the Yopaj, and Ember survives. I can't believe he's able to make his way out of that one, eating that Laguna Blade, and
can't
somehow
believe this as
survive.
well.
No, wait.
Coming his way.
Was the Tombstone used?
Okay, kaso hindi pa tapos to.
In any case, another
Nag-farm ka pa ah. Buhay ka na eh.
Go again.
This time?
Oh, surely. Yeah, this time it's done.
Yeah, they got
Isa
it.
pa.
And the smoke up
Nag-farm ka pa.
Cooldown or was it used? I couldn't really tell, but in any case, 1-for-1 in the end. Just because the resilience was there on OG's side, right? Like they smoked up immediately after a failed attempt, and they catch the Ember out of position. Like a really cool heads-up play. Most teams, after losing their mid, will just bail and continue playing
Yeah.
scatter and continue just the farming game, you know. But not them. If you fail, just get up and do it again and make it a little bit cleaner.
You don't stop riding a bike just because you fell off. You go again, get up, go.
Unless you hurt yourself, then you have to stop.
Okay.
So it's not
well,
hurt.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess maybe my analogy doesn't work that well. But you take a look. 25 minutes in, just about, and I'm
Nakadikit lang.
too
Si
surprised at where the
Natsumi.
game is net worth. I'm
Ay
more
no,
surprised
paaga nips na rin.
considering the two teams where the game is kills wise. 6-6.
Tinalo na
24
nila yung burn
minutes
na yan.
in.
Alam na nila
I
yan.
swear both these two teams are bloodbath kind of teams. But this game is pretty slow in terms of like big action.
Yeah, I think it's the nature of the heroes. You're basically
True.
reliant on long cooldowns to catch, and that's it. Like if you can't catch properly, like you can't get a lot of kills, and you don't want to even be trying because usually you just get baited and punished. So
Okay, yung bear. Try nila patayin. Ganyan ginagawa nila, guys. Pinapatay nila yung bear.
The bear, and they will try to be
Shackles,
victorious
though.
against
Pero
this bear. But
okay
Shackle
lang.
does good amount of work. That stops them from getting this kill, and Bear's just able to TP out.
very good shackle right there. Overall, we didn't maybe talk about
Okay
what's
lang.
this
Mamaya
ability
yan.
of the best wind ranger 4s in the world, right? Like when it comes to playing this hero on a support, he's been doing an exceptional job this game, but almost every game when he plays it. At some point, it was
Item
banned
to,
constantly
BKB.
against him as well.
Right.
And on a 5, by the way, when it comes to
BKB
4
na
and
yung
a
ano,
5, I don't
LC,
think they
ah.
could have had maybe some hero, but no, I think this is like
Kinaabutan
full
nila
comfort
dito.
zone for
Tagal
two
patayin to.
supports.
Mabubuhay ulit to
Or
eh.
BB.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Kataomi,
Pero
he is,
pwede
one
na.
of those guys that,
TTP ka pa.
very strong with his undying. He is going to die though.
Ah, buhay ulit.
Well, casters curse him a little bit, but he's back alive, so we never even noticed.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. He has that innate to work with. On the other side, by the way, speaking of supports, Mirana Skem, I mean, it's a hero he has played at this point, I feel like, on every single position in Dota through his career. Competitively, he's buying that tag and scepter.
Eto
so
na
the
yung
damage
bear,
output will
nagsisimula
ramp
na,
up quite a bit. Like, I mean, when it comes to damage on OG, I don't feel that they're lacking it even now. Like, it's
Yeah.
still pretty high. But Ags Mirana is just gonna make it even higher. Straight into the pit, huh?
Di alam na OG to ah.
First Aegis.
Di alam na OG to. Pero matagal to. Nagtitipi Enigma. Ito, tingnan natin. May ano ba siya? May dagger ba? Wala siyang dagger, di ba?
They're kind of slow. This isn't really going
Okay.
well for them.
Eto na.
Stone though.
Mamatay na. Mamatay.
Sharpshooter.
Yung bear.
They find their
Pinasok.
way into a move. They know now they're scouted out.
Inikutan nila.
So
Inikutan
hard to
nila.
get in.
Makukuha ba nila?
Enigma might be a problem with the weapon around the back. They've got this Kez coming over. They just don't make the move in time. GPK gets himself an Aegis. They go to the silence. It's through on a save, but the arrow is going to be off the mark. Now they're
Black hole, nice!
The hoodlink, they might be able to get the kill, but there is the
Nice
black
one.
hole onto the
Kaso?
commander. They get the kill there on a Miero.
Isa pa, sige.
Wink at the moment, but the
Natsumi.
Enigma down, trying to get away. They've got the stun. It's onto the bear. They're trying to run away, but
Tipi na, tipi na, tipi na. Yopaj.
to this Ember. Got this
Uy, napatay pa nila yung bear ah.
LSA thrown down onto the bear to elude
Pwede
the
pa?
attack, but GPK still moving, still grooving. Moonlight Shadow comes inside of his
GPK, delikado siya dito. Binabanatan siya Natsumi ah.
Inside of GPK,
Mm.
trying to take out
Siya
this
pa, pwede
Aegis.
pa yan. May arrow.
Grappling claw on him, locks him out, and takes away that
Nice arrow.
Wanna commit for another one. The arrow lands on timing, and now
Follow up, follow up.
Can they get a second kill on a GPK? They're gonna jump in.
Wala, walang follow up.
The jackal,
Okay lang.
the
Back na,
focus
back na.
fires there. They'll take out Natsumi. The bear comes back and they
Okay
get this
lang.
kill onto the
Good
K,
trade, may
who
Aegis
is
lang.
looking to take out the Ember a second time.
That from him on Kaz, that was extremely greedy. Maybe from the whole team.
Dapat umalis na siya eh.
Like, just going for
Umalis
the
na
Ember
yung Lina
twice,
eh.
killing
Pero okay lang.
honestly think if after the kill on Ember, they just bail after the Aegis, it's maybe even. Not done yet.
Nice one. Skem.
Nice kill. There's so much damage coming from Mirana. This is what I talked about. Like the maxed out Starfall now is just absolutely insane for heroes like Wind Ranger that are naturally on the squish side. But when it comes to this team fight, a very even team fight, even with the Aegis being picked up by BB.
Kaya nga,
They
even,
left
kahit
after
may
the
Aegis
Ember.
sila.
I feel like with the Ember respawning and killing Kez, it definitely benefits BB a bit more because Black Hole was also committed.
Nagdagger na rin
Well,
pala
they
si,
just
ano,
cool down now
si
with all
Raven.
of these things that have been used.
They show that they can blow somebody up within that black hole. Obviously, they've got the Laguna Blade ready to go and to drop down that damage. But after that, your control is quite limited here for OG. You're hoping to land a bushwhack. You're hoping to land an arrow. Honestly, kind of maybe even hoping to land an LSA. Obviously, that's probably the easiest of the three at that point. So it's very tough to like have that second.
Ganda
breath
ng araw
of
eh,
OG in these
sakto.
fights, and we see it here. They run out of gas. They run out of air, and they get overwhelmed. They do get a kill
Lina.
onto a couple of heroes, and now they find Yopaj.
Ito
So get
na.
another kill on him.
Bitin
Heroes
sila
got
sa
somewhere to
burst.
do a victory, but Natsumi's gonna try and chase and just cannot keep up.
I think this game right now is
Dapat nag-deso siya dyan
a
kung
lot
wala silang
easier
burst
to
eh.
play on pickoffs if you're BB. If you're OG, pickoff gaming is hard for you. Like not only are you like a heavy committal team, like you have to use the black hole to get like an easy kill, but even that doesn't secure it because you have Undying to save. You even have some Legion commander that can use the heal, the dispel on a target if you go on someone with.
Pero abangan
anything
niyo yung
off
black
the
hole ni
black
Raven
so
mamaya.
overall,
Grabe yung black hole niya eh.
I think the game is at least in an easier state to play that way for BB, but when it comes to taking big objectives and going high ground, it's not easy from one side or the other because you are still playing versus Hoodwink. You're still playing versus Enigma, of course, eventually. So pickoffs, sure. Big fights, it's kind of even right now.
Kaya ba nilang tatlo to?
Is the name of the game for OG.
Kaya ba nilang tatlo to? Teams?
Guard
Is
going to
Raven?
be, I think one of these two supports,
Nice.
and it will drop down for Tim. So Tim
A
gets
much
it
better line.
on the Hoodwink.
When you look at the two shards, you definitely want it on the Hoodwink over the Mirana. Like this is a shard on Hoodwink that you naturally buy. It's, by the way, not that bad on Mirana right now either, considering how much DPS this hero dishes out. It just helps in that aspect as well, with the bonus arrow charges. I mean the right click charges, not the actual sacred arrow. But yeah, in general, you just want it on Hoodwink at all times.
BKB.
Boomerang, I think one of the original was so strong.
It's
It
still
still
strong.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went from what 25 to 20 or from 30 to 25. I can't remember the exact numbers, but like
It was a
overall,
crazy number when it was first in the game.
yeah. I can't even. The craziest part to me is I had to
Yaman
argue
ni Skem, no?
with professional
9K.
players that this is broken. Actually, argue with pros, guys. Trust me, this is goddamn broken. It's like an increase for 1400 gold that is unheard of in the game. Like it makes everything easier, right? Like just anything that you do on a hero is going to basically lead into a kill if you apply the boomerang. But in any case, we do have it here in a bit of a lesser state, of course, but it's still there.
Ito na, group up.
When you were telling people it was broken, which pro were you talking to? Support pros? Because obviously they're going to tell you it's not. Shut up! You're going to get this thing.
Okay,
worked.
Moonlight.
Yeah.
Stop saying it's broken.
And the worst part, yeah, it was sports.
Yeah, exactly. My
Basically
moneymaker.
A year ago, by the way, exactly. It was at TI, by the way, just so we understand each other.
Pumunta sila
Because
si
the last
Baba,
TI,
wala
people
hindi
weren't
nila
really
inabutan
sure
yung
about it.
tunay na
Like,
bear.
at least at the beginning of the tournament, Prince just won every single game with it, so it became a bit apparent. But what's apparent is that we do have a BKB now, an Enigma, so casting the black hole itself is not necessarily the problem anymore. The problem is actually killing the target through Tombstone in the black hole. They have Lina with the attack speed, they have Kez with the attack speed, but they gotta get rid of the Tombstone
Ito na.
immediately to get those kills.
It's gonna be tough. Gotta keep an eye
Black
on
hole.
this Undying, and you were talking about it earlier, how Kataomi feels like his strong suit.
Whoa!
Jump in. Oh, there's the
Nice
save
tomb.
immediately. With that tombstone, Kataomi just showing why he's gonna be there and saving everybody.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
God.
Pez drops to the Bear and Legion combo. immediately just taken away. They thought they got a kill with the black hole. BKB is going to be used to TP out, and that is just the cheapest counter to a black hole, truthfully, is that 1,400 gold spent
Grabe yung Tom.
Tombstone and take away your target.
Yeah, I absolutely don't think they can play the game this way. Like, pickoffs for BB are so much easier. Team fights maybe are better for OG, but if established in a different way. I think that they're the ones that need to be gone on. They can't be the ones going on a target, which is not most of the time not really what you want. But their response is much stronger than their actual action.
LC.
So let's see. Another BKB forced with the blade mill popped. That's it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Talking about cheapest black hole counters being 1,400 gold, cheapest BKB
Yeah.
force ever. Although minus only to accidentally fat finger. Power shot comes in, gives them a lot of vision, but the bushwhack connects. They've got themselves a sharpshooter as well as the arrow that lands out of the lead.
Ayan na naman.
Oh, did you come on, Kathomi? That's just not fair.
Grabe.
That
Ayun
is
na naman yung Tom.
cheating, dude.
You get
Quick
a tip.
fingers.
You get a tip. Yeah. I mean, Laguna is one of those spells, like Lion's Finger, that you can dodge if you're quick enough, but that was beautiful. I mean, and honestly, like, Katomi has always been this guy. Like, he's always been the Tombstone, the Bane Sleep Saver, you know, like, he's always been that guy. There's a couple of players in Eastern Europe that do that really, really well.
Grabe.
For another shrine, of course, with the bear, you can snatch them through the game. Or you can just take yours as well. If you aren't playing your map, like a pretty high level bear. Just saying.
Yeah.
BKB coming up as well.
Okay, nakuha na naman si Skem.
Piper dance.
Yung
He
runner.
did the dance, but could he save his allies? Not at the moment. They'll lose that Marana, but they will get saved.
Can he
Trade
get
of
away
supports.
though?
Legion coming around the band. LSA on top of himself, but there's the duel. That's going to catch themselves Yopaj. And GPK is going to get the kill. They'll look for Tim's. Not going to get any more than that at this current junction. But another kill
Eto
and
na.
another duel victory coming through for the Legion commander.
Maybe another link is needed on, I don't know, on the Lina at this point. They have it, but yeah, overall it's just doesn't feel that great. Like, Ember has it on his side, but on the other
Wala
side, I
silang
feel like
burst
they
damage,
need to do
yun
more
yung luck
because
ng
they're the
ano
ones
eh.
playing into duel. It's kind of rough
Ng
out
OG.
there, you know. When you look at OG and the way they want to structure their fights,
May
the
pang
moment they
lockdown
show
sila pero wala
any
silang
one
burst
of
damage.
their cores is the moment that same core has to start juking and jiving and finding out.
Kung
different
nagdeso,
ways to play the map,
sana yung
because you know that
ano,
Legion is coming,
cash nila.
right? Like, she's coming for you.
Kaso
If you
naka-defensive
show yourself to
type
Laguna
din
playing
eh.
support, you're like 99% getting gold after, so it's really difficult for them to structure the fight properly.
Right. Has to be perfect positioning, perfect timings on what they're kind of throwing their way, and honestly, having all the information on where BoomBoys are in these moments, because as we've seen, if you don't know where the Undying is and you throw that black hole, you're just going to end up losing yourself. GPK walking over, he's got himself an Aegis once again.
Yep. Of course, he gets the Aegis because
Natsumi.
he has the lone druid, right? So,
Yep. Bear immediately just goes after the Kez. And just ripping him up, and he's forced to Raven's Veil to get out of there. Moonlight Shadow also getting expended just to make sure that these heroes can lead. With the Remnant
Can they
forward,
go?
they're still looking. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, they go to the dust. They've got the Shackle, and that should be an easy kill. They're holding him
May
hostage
duel
while they're
pa.
waiting for the duel. They had him out still.
holding him hostage, they locked him in. Yep. Another win. That's a lot of numbers that I see on the dual damage, by the way. I don't see the exact number, but it's a lot of numbers for the Legion. He's big. Overall, yeah. I think
130
that
duel.
They did kill him in the laning stage, and with some rotations, sure, but he's been pressuring the map so hard.
Yopaj, napatay yung ano niya, Lincoln niya.
On the courier.
Oh, that's
Not
sad.
that he would have had the gold immediately. He's very close to it, though. That would have been one way to kind of keep himself alive. The thing is, now you're worrying about this Lincoln, and there's just the issue. Okay, you blocked the duel, but will you block the bear? And that's the biggest problem. We talked about it. Even when this game was tied at about 1,000-ish net worth, and things looked okay for OG, you had that inkling, you had that feeling like, hey, you know, maybe we can't really beat this bear if he's going to continue to just run at us the way he has and get this kind of farm, because he was up about 2,000-3,000 at that point in the game. Now he's up 8,000 over this Alina. He's up 9,000 over this Kez.
You've got some percentage-based damage versus him though. So it's not only like when you look at OG, every single hero is bringing something to the table when it comes to the damage output. Like you have the extra damage from the Hoodwink, then on top of that
Hindi Lincoln din yung case. Paano yan? Wala kayong damage siya maya. Black Hole, Star Ball yung aasahan nila. Pwede, kung ma-execute na maayos.
So, yeah, overall, I think that they can hold, but it has to be like a high ground hold at this point.
Hoodwink found by the bear, and they're still chasing. Slightly searing chains, forcing the Manta out of Natsumi already. With the shadow, the chase is on. They're looking for the Lina. They're looking for anything. Get their hands on
Nice Black Hole.
Go to the Doom, but they got themselves the Black Hole onto 2. It's technically the Legion as well as the bear, but they've got themselves the Tombstone to get the save onto the Legion Commander with the BKB being popped here by Kez. They'll look and focus this bear. The Raptor dances out, but the bear still not dead, finally falling. Nobody really dead other than the bear. That duel, not Doom, the duel used, but then needing to turn this around and get the save with the Tombstone after the Black Hole got committed on top of the Legion Commander.
Di pa tapos to, guys.
Yeah, the big win for BB is probably the Hoodwink buyback, right? Like that's the one thing they got out of the fight, and of course the Black Hole being used. Thank you, Observer, for showing that to us. But you could see, of course, that the high ground defense from OG is a viable option.
Namatay na naman
Like the high
carry
ground
ni
defense,
Raven.
when they're the ones being attacked on, like you can do something about it. Like Enigma can same time to prevent this Tombstone Black Hole potential. That would be optimal, but it's so hard to catch Katomi. He's always far behind.
There's truly no reason for him to be close.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they're not killing anybody who's in that Black Hole quick enough where he can't just step forward a little bit and drop that Tombstone on.
Like that's what I'm saying. The only is if they dive a little bit too much, you know, if they overcommit on someone, and then Enigma can catch the backlines.
Duel committed, hits the case. He is in so much trouble to lose Natsumi. He's going to be dead with buyback.
GG na ata
This is looking grim.
This is looking like it might be, honestly, ending very soon. The only question is, like, do they want to commit completely? They know that the Black Hole is still on cooldown, so no reason to go back.
Even using it to save the bear. BKB, Lincoln's popped. Trying to go for Yopaj, not going to land the LSA.
Saving the bear actually gives an opening to OG, because now there's no Tombstone. At least it won't be point-and-click Tombstone. They still don't have Black Hole though, so even though Tombstone did get used, it's tough. By the way, that's one of the reasons, like, I know we... on the other stream, we probably finished game 1. I didn't really catch
Bakit di nila kasi first pick na lang yung Ember kay Yopaj? Parang puro counter yung gameplay nila eh. OG. Ka-counter nila, malalak sila ng damage. Binigay na naman nila yung Bear. Nakalaban na nila before yan eh. Which is natalo nila yung Bear nung may Rexar sila. Kita mo, walang magawa yung case. Wala siyang damage eh. In out lang. Wala na. But, paano nyo papatayin yung Bear ngayon?
Holding up for OG.
Butterfly.
Holding on for now. But there's a resummon on the bear. They can still go in.
Puta, dinowel ka agad.
Jump in, duel.
Nice.
There's the Black Hole. It's going to be on the 2. Can the Undying get the sting? Tombstone's going to be dropped
GG.
down. They'll look to get the kill. They'll take out this
GG
Marauders,
nyo
gonna
na.
buyback immediately.
Pwede na
Still
sa
hit without
GG.
the buyback. Enigma already used the black hole.
Oh,
And they're
GPK.
now trying to turn this around with the right-click damage coming out from Yopaj, but it's just not enough to get the kill into GPK. The LSA lands out of the bear. Bear stunned up. Arrow following it up. So the kill of the bear. So they'll take that out, but Yules into the air is this save Wind Ranger, and they will find the follow-up to the bear kill, as well as getting a tombstone here. So a little bit of a hold, but still up against these Mega Creep, and it's an immediate resummon that comes through for the side of BoomBoys. So yeah, you got the kill on
Sige,
that there,
okay.
but,
Makukuha nila
again,
yung mga items
there
nila.
once more, and you know now there's no black hole.
Yep. There's no black hole. There's no buyback on Nirvana now as well. It was a hold, an expensive hold, but it was a hold. And you could see, by the way, Enigma. I believe that was an Agonist, right? Like if I saw correctly, so they were
99%
the black
win
hole
probability. Grabe naman yan.
Become harder to use these saves
Tingnan natin,
spells
ha?
when you kind of have to be close, but not too close because you get pulled in.
Right.
Still though, Katomi is just on point. He has Lens and Blink just because of that. Like this build, by the way, Lens Blink Shard. You don't really see this every single game on Lights really good.
Running forward, GPK going in, trying to finish this game with a fight right here, right now. Can they find anybody? Natsumi is going to grab him.
Nice one.
Try and get the Laguna Blade is going to be through. And they finish him off. Now they've got the tombstone to get the save once again with the BKB pop here.
Mero. Nice one, patay Mero.
Eventually, Miero falls. Bear is inside.
Okay, laban pa.
Some work out of the tier 4
Bumak
towers.
na.
They're chasing. They're going to
Wala.
be and TP out on this Lina. While the Bear is doing work.
Wala na, binabakbak na si Number. GG. But GG is going to be called here by OG. They've been overwhelmed by BoomBoys, and game 1 goes to be PC burn na naman. So, bigay niya ulit ng game 2. Ganyan yung OG. Pero okay lang yan. Tingnan natin game 2.
He realistically did do because some of them needed to go back to defend against Rat Bear. Some of them needed fighting, couldn't get away. So yeah, overall a really good performance by BoomBoys, and it comes down to the pace of the game, which was presented and possible from one team and not from the other. Even though it didn't look that way at the start. But I raised this question immediately, if you remember. After the laning stage is over, Enigma buys bearing, takes the tier 1 mid, takes the tier 1 bottom, right? I legit don't know how OG played this game. Like legit, it's hard. If you to find pickoffs with Nirvana Hoodwink is next to impossible versus an Ember. I think that's maybe their downfall this game. The lack of catch, and even if you have the catch, it's either Mirana with the Yules with a long setup. By the time you set up with that Yules on Mirana, there is a save coming. There is not speaking of, but of the Tombstone or of the Legion Commander saving the target. So it was a really difficult game to play for OG. And I wonder, could an item have changed that? Like maybe if Lina had some sort of a Shadow Blade earlier so that she can perhaps just hunt heroes down the map unnoticed. Like I think this Lina had like a pretty good start, like top of the network, like dominate lane as well, but the build was good. The build was generic from her. I just wonder if maybe something different could have changed things. I'm not saying it says if she made a mistake by the build that she wrote.
Okay lang, bawi tayo next game, bawi.
Really hard for them to play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe it's the pressuring that they didn't really commit to in the early parts of this game. You got to remember there was only 6 kills for them at about 24 minutes. So it's become a point where, oh, you know, OG aren't exactly shutting down the map against these heroes. And
it comes to BB, they had a wonderful draft, a wonderful performance December as well. GPK survived mid, and he managed to like constantly scout out. Kalina needs someone to. That's one thing that I can say. Hoping Mirana. First head in when you're playing
better, and the way we think about the game is much more better than before. So yeah, I think it's different.
So you joined the team in June.
Yeah.
So you haven't been with them very long. What has it been like getting settled in? I mean, you know some of these players anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know Natsumi and Tim. So
Wait natin yung game to guys, mag-start na rin kaagad.
something that, you know, you go from that beginning of the game pre-horn, and then all of a sudden you grab that first bounty rune, and you just are leaning in very quickly. And we're in a draft. Hey, look at that. BoomBoys with the Undying Lina. So they're the ones taking the Lina this time, and then Hoodwink Tiny on the other side for OG. There's a swap here, at least in terms of the Lina and just the Lina here for BoomBoys, but now Tiny, Hoodwink coming through. Lone Druid, shockingly, I will say this, Lone Druid shockingly not first phase banned and didn't get picked.
Yeah, they didn't get instantly picked. Like overall, the hero can be. I won't say he can be dealt with, but if he's picked late, you cannot deal with him. Maybe there's some tech that you can work around. When it comes to BoomBoys, you can already see a little bit of an approach to the Lina, being a bit different that is from them, because they already have the save in the Undying with the shard, right? And then you have Terrorize as well. But I gotta say, OG already with these two heroes, they have the damage to blow any hero up from the face of the Dota scape, because like you have Hoodwink with Bushwhack with ult, you have Tiny, which is most likely going to be played on safe lane, right? This is basically where I like to see him the most. So yeah, I like their opening. I think it's very burst heavy. You have a lot of control. Nothing really missing from these two. Just gotta make sure that they have a decent laning stage on top as well. And I think OG are already set to have, at least when it comes to pickoffs, a much better game.
Well, let me take a look. Dark Willow getting picked. What's pretty popular at the Essence tournament. 17 overall picks, 7-10 overall in that tournament. As OG spending a lot of time, a lot of reserve time on this pick, and they go to the Axe, something we talked about, similar to the Legion Commander in the sense of wanting to be that blink hold down hero, and something that early on, especially with this Hoodwink, can make your life pretty miserable in that safe. You know, with the battle hunger, with the fact that you're going to be dealing with Bushwhack, Acorn Shot, constant pressure, maybe they get that opportunity to start cutting these lanes depending on the lane that they do put out there for BoomBoys, because I think you talked about it, you know, Kiritich and GPK, they are very willing to put some of these heroes safe lane. Is Lina one of those from the BoomBoys that Kiritich and GPK will hand off to each other?
Yeah, like Lina is also a hero that they can swap very comfortably. The thing is, like, this Axe pick, by the way, is maybe something where you might want a different carry. And that Bounty Hunter as well. God damn, this lineup is nasty from OG. Wow. But this probably means that you don't want to lane anymore. So it's going to be Hoodwink and Tiny on the safe lane and Axe plus Bounty on the offlane. And if it is an Axe plus Bounty on the offlane, it's a much easier lane to deal with for the Undying plus Lina. However, with one caveat, of course, like one difference is you cannot stop the creep skipping if it's Undying plus Lina, right? Like you cannot stop the creep skipping. Like Bounty will be buying boots and just killing your couriers and trying to make a mess of that lane so that Axe gets his levels and gets his Blade Mail Blink without even fighting the Undying. There are two approaches though. If you put Hoodwink, I think you just spam him with Battle Hunger and Hood.
Respect bang talaga lagi si Yopaj
versus the Undying.
Mga hero niya.
For now, we don't even know where Undying is going. We're assuming it's Kataomi, but it could still be switched up. Like this.
Okay, medyo mas madali na to sa OG.
When it comes to BB, the only hero I would say maybe with 99% certainty is that the Dark Willow is position 4. Everything else is still in the air. Like it could be just a Necro versus Axe safe lane with Lina mid with Undying off lane. It could be Necro safe lane with the Undying. It could be Lina safe lane with the Undying and Necro mid, even though I don't see the reason why they would do that. So I think this is most likely going to be like some Kiritich Necro.
Pwede nilang kuhanin Ember dyan against Lina.
What makes me say that is I truly think that they need an offlane as their last pick. They need stuns. They need hero, like you could play like an Undying offlane and then pick something else on a 5 that brings you those stuns as well. Like, yeah, sure. But, yeah, I mean, that's possible too.
Would like to see more stunts. We'll see if we see that. Martha getting banned out here by BoomBoys. A hero that, in the case of OG, would have probably been in the 1 position. With
Yeah, for sure.
top.
They banned out Muerta, of course, because they picked the Necro, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
Don't want him
one of
hitting
the best, one of the best counters to it, if not the best in the game.
And
So,
you kind of hinted at that as well, right?
Muerta
'Cause
yung
we've seen a lot of
pinantalo
that
nila sa ano
into
pala
the,
nun.
Necro. Not that.
Sa
I mean, could you really even
Bear.
fit an Ench into this lineup at this point? Not really, but that ban obviously coming before the last phase of
Yeah.
Aegis. Now they banned that puck, something that would have given them a mid-team
Okay.
fight and get a little bit of lockdown with that Dream
Pwede-
Coil.
pwede sila
What's
mag-ember.
the reasoning behind the Largo ban, you think?
I think weren't they the ones that lost? Yeah, I think BB were the ones that lost to Largo.
Ember
twice
or Storm?
versus, Iron Wing, right? Like in essence. So overall, I feel like that the hero is, when played on offlane, not that weak for certain players. Like just a strong laner that transitions well, and the main
Ember,
reason, by the way, was still
Storm.
being Croco Genius. That's why they
Babay
banned it
mga
out.
hero.
And of course, you have get rid of the bounty hunters track to get rid of the bushwhack as
Pwede
well.
sila mag-OD pala.
Like,
Di kasi
catch and recover
nagagano
on
siya,
Largo
ano eh.
is the way to go right now. So it will be like
Yopaj
we
eh.
guessed. So most likely
Kahit na.
Necro safe lane, Lina mid with the Centaur on off lane. I think that
Ganda
does
ng
make
OD
the
dyan,
most
no?
sense for them. Not an
Pre-hit.
easy last pick for OG to go for here, by the way. They need their mid, and they kind of know the matchup. But what do you pick into
OD.
the Lina? Do you ember it up the way they
Lubog-lubog
did?
mo lang yan,
Because
Lina
the
na yan.
Necro goes mid and you just get destroyed.
Wala na yan eh. Pag,
Like a
pag
lot of
nag-cycle
these
skill
heroes
yung
that
Necro,
OG
sabog
could pick
yan.
versus the Lina are actually pretty weak versus
Tapos
Necro.
tagos din sa
So swapping things around might not be
ano
an
ng
option.
center yun.
You can't go
Shield.
for these TA pick. Is this a
So moving
tiny
to
mid
tiny
then?
mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like
Tiny
it.
mid nga.
I mean, okay. I think they kind of solved 2 issues with this pick, and got one. The issue that they solved is scaling and the laning stage versus the Centaur. I think for TA it should be good enough, right? The issue that they got is you have a tiny mid now versus a Lina. The lane itself might be hard. Like eventually when you get the blink, it's better, but the laning stage itself is pretty hard. On paper, at least. We'll see how it turns out.
Kaso,
And
hirap si
you're not
Yopaj.
necessarily as active as an Ember, because you do need to get to that blink dagger timing.
I'm never the biggest fan of multiple Invis heroes being picked like this. Obviously, that's like such a small factor in this matchup. But also, you're picking this Templar Assassin into a team that I feel like does well with getting your, refractions away from you and kind of getting on top of you if you're this Templar Assassin. Stampede's going to definitely make some moves. Aghanim Scepter's going to be making GPK available for making that jump as well. And then at a certain point, you get that shard for what is now that safely Necro. Kiritich, he's going to have that Radiance going. He's going to have himself going, his passive as well as having Death Seeker to maybe close the gap. I'm not really sold on this Templar Assassin as the final pick, but when we were looking at what the possibilities were that they were going to get something out of this that felt really that good, there really weren't many options. So Templar Assassin maybe is your best option in terms of maybe a hero that can get itself a decent amount of farm quick enough, right? So game number 2, let's get into it.
Let's see.
Let's take a look as we get the second one. OG looking to keep this series alive. BoomBoys looking to take it a 2-up.
Yeah, what are they waiting for on the high ground? They know Bounty Hunter might be scouting them, so they're not just showing anywhere. Okay, this is the funniest start that I have seen, the most giga brain start that I have seen in a long time. Usually you wait for 45 sure to smoke out, but they waited on their high ground this whole time. That was next level. I like it a lot. Yeah, when it comes to the drafts, I think both are very, very playable, by the way. Like, I think maybe the biggest difference is this Necro top into the Axe in the laning itself, but on paper you won't be laning. On paper like this, it shouldn't be like a normal lane. It should be probably just messing with the
Ganado na naman si
equilibrium and
GPK.
just, dealing with it that way. That's
Ang
what I'm
problema
expecting
ng
at least,
ano
'cause
dito,
laning
ngayon,
Necro plus Undying is literally
ng BB, wala silang burst
it's
damage. Meron,
not really
Lina,
what you
oo.
want
Pero,
in your game
tingnan natin na.
ever.
Like, super carry, parang wala sila.
Well, something you're always trying to avoid, if you can. Do bad piece. No fighting just yet, but 3 heroes here looking to just grab themselves this range creep.
By the way, so it will be Hoodwink then top with the Axe. This changes things a little bit. Like, if Hoodwink remains top and Bounty goes bottom, like, maybe you can play around the Undying with some Battle Hunger spam plus hitting him with Tims. Like, I think this changes things a tiny bit. It's still a hard lane for Axe, but let's see. I'm still very reluctant to say this is a lot better than the Bounty plus Axe. At least you could have pulled if you were doing that.
Ayun na nga sinasabi.
If
So,
you've done it that way. You can still pull with Hoodwink, I suppose.
See how these lanes end up going. GPK this time going to be trying to pull the Yopaj and have a good start onto this lane. Taking some relatively high damage as they do use that avalanche.
Yeah, a bit different from
Not a bad job from Yopaj.
a bit different start from GPK as well, as he started with LSA, by the way, and not with the Dragon Slave that we see very often right now on the mid lane, where Lina just shows up on your high ground level 1 and spams you with it. So a bit different. Of course, versus Tiny, when you're playing Lina, you can do what he's doing right now, but you gotta be careful once the tosses start coming in. The thing is, like, do Tinys even skill toss early on right now? I don't think they do. Like, at least not the carry ones. The mid lane Tiny might have to.
This Bounty Hunter, definitely a hero of feast and famine. We've seen this hero just kind of wash out real quick, especially if the team's not getting a lot of kills, and it's something that kind of worries me, especially with the pacing of last game. Like, OG, if they get themselves 6 kills in 24 minutes, surely this Bounty has not done his job.
Okay, just one question. You see that deep Radiant ward behind the tier 2 on mid lane, right? Like, what's the point of this ward if the Bounty isn't going to be playing the position 4 on off lane? Hunting the couriers and skipping the waves all the time. I mean, because you see this, it's not as optimal as with the Bounty that has boots. Like, Hoodwink, you see, Necro actually connects the wave. Hoodwink loses HP, Axe loses HP. Hoodwink is pretty squishy and not really super mobile without boots. Bounty, meanwhile, he can tank 2 waves. He has like 6 armor level 1 or some crazy amount like that. So it's a bit of a different story. I wonder why they decided to completely switch it up.
It does make me wonder what the idea here is in general with the Bounty Hunter, right? Because it's not a hero that we're seeing a lot of. It was played one time by Gamer Legion in a win during that Essence tournament, but overall not a hero we're seeing anything of the sort on. And the idea doesn't exactly seem like it's built on all cylinders, at least currently.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. There's probably like a bigger picture that we are not really seeing here. So these are professional gamers gaming. So I expect to see something like this. By the way,
nice one.
As well. Battle Hunter. Yeah,
getting a kill.
Very good.
Nice one.
Trying to get some help from the Dark Willow as Raven is on the run, and maybe they get this kill. They do have this obs that throw the blood grenade. The chase is on. Necro, is he going to cut him off at the pass? He's thinking about it, but he's got this creep wave, so Axe kind of understands where he's going to be at. TP comes through, now starting to spin with Battle Hunger on, though. Goes into the Shadow Realm and finally gets the kill out onto Raven. Took a while, but he got there.
Yeah. He's doomed either way, right? Like, if you run, you get picked off by the Necro. If you don't run, Undying eventually TPs in and kills you.
Inasok siya dito,
Tombstone down. The commitment onto Natsumi, they want to go with 3 of these heroes.
Ooh, the Brambles, though, they didn't connect, so just walk it off as the TA. Might take some damage on the tier 1 tower. I think this is a really good rotation from Kataomi, because I don't know if you can contest the Necro anymore. I think this guy can just solo versus 3 heroes. If you bring the axe, the hoodwink, and the bounty top, I think Necro is chill. You know, he just stays top and wins the lane.
You're doing with a Necro that's going to have that kind of farm, and then Center is one of those that eventually just is a beefy tower. The guy goes Helm of the Dominator into the heart from what we've been seeing, and now they've got to kill into the Bounty Hunter, who's still not doing much. They're going to rotate, but it may not be worth enough. They actually end up keeping that courier alive. Tim's trying to make a move happen, but quite honestly, they just don't have the damage at the moment, and now Necro is able to run at Raven, and he's going to need to be careful. Ghost Shroud's on him. The chase is on. They want to get the kill here onto the Axe, trying to throw these Death Pulses on all the way through. Got to be a little bit careful about how close you get to him, but he doesn't need to get that close. He can just chase, and eventually he will just tick out. This Death Pulse is coming. I'd rather take himself out a little bit quicker onto the tier 3 tower, and this is exactly what you were talking about in terms of what do you do against this Necro. Mid lane, meanwhile, LSA is going to miss. They've got the toss. It's back towards the tower, and Skem with Tim's. Laguna Blade, though, takes care of that Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he's got high armor, but not a lot of HP, so Laguna Blade and these kind of spells really do hurt. That tossback was on the Radiant high ground, which is usually what you want to do versus the Lina, but in this situation, there was just no follow-up. The silver lining for the Axe on top lane is that they did manage to mess with the lane equilibrium. Unlucky. Yopaj just not catching a break on the mid lane. I'm seeing 2 double-digit numbers on Lina, by the way, when it comes to CS. Am I correct? It's rough
39
out there.
and 20. It is. Well, 42 and 21. But overall, again, Necro just coming forward, and there's not much that can stop him. This is them trying to get at least another kill here. Necro's gonna be met by 3 heroes, but he's got the help. There really isn't much here for OG unless they get even more. Tombstone's down to the high ground. They think about pushing the Tiny in, and the Avalanche doesn't do anything, and OG just cannot compete with what they've got going for the side of BoomBoys.
Oh man, this is a very good back off from OG. I gotta give it to them, because you bring in 4 heroes and you still don't go for the kill. Of course, the situation is, by the way, absolutely terrible what they're in at the moment, but at least you don't feed kills to the Necro, because so many teams would try and get in there, you know, like your mid lane rotates, you outnumber them. I just don't think they win that fight.
Laguna Blade, Dragon Slave, and putting the damage onto the Tiny with the creep there. He can go onto the tower, but chooses not to immediately, and now they're going to focus their attention onto Tim's. Pushback backlands on 2 heroes, but he's got the Cursed Crown, which means that sets up for the Dragon Slave from GPK. And that will be another kill for the side of BoomBoys, putting this one at 6-1. This is much better starting from BoomBoys. And Bounty's not, in my opinion, and this could be wrong, call me out the second I say something stupid.
Yep.
Bounty's not one of those heroes that, like, excels. Oh, damn it. Bounty is not one of those heroes that really excels from a behind position. This is a hero that wants to get ahead and stay ahead, right? You want to get that track and use it to push your advantage. And instead, they're behind and they are not finding ways out. This is already so much pressure coming in from BoomBoys, and they got to make something happen over behind this tier 1 tower. They'll go to the Stampede. They will lock down this Templar Assassin. Even the Reaper Scythe comes in. It's Brazil in this first engagement down towards bottom, but man, Natsumi just cannot find himself a way out, and it is just all BoomBoys.
Scam does manage to at least get away here for now. Maybe I cursed him. We'll see. Has no boots, just a Windlace to work with, so it's kind of not the fastest bounty hunter out there. But yeah, overall, you're absolutely right. They're absolutely abusing the state of the game and the heroes that they've got. I think preventing Axe from getting the Helm of Iron Will with the Necro rotation on top of him was crucial too, to prevent him from scaling. He's going for the good old Helm of Dawn build, by the way, on Axe. I mean, this build was popular on the hero for quite some time when your battle hunger scaled so much from the armor. Now that it doesn't necessarily anymore, it's not as great, but it's a recovery item. I think the general idea right now for OG is to just recover. Try and recover, because their scaling is pretty good. but they need to get there. They need like a blink. They need a blade mill on Axe. They need a blink on Tiny. It's just they need level 6 on Bounty. Just
6 siguro,
so many
mag-iiba ang
things
ano.
unnecessary.
I hate to say it, but he is level 4 currently, and when you don't get those shrines, especially as a hero like Bounty, it seems like you're waiting until that minute 14 shrine to even have hopes of hitting that level 6. So he's got to find some experience somewhere, and the problem is he's kind of roaming around, and now unblocking camps, but not really finding creeps to get some sort of suction of experience. It's not good. He's in such a tough way, and all 3 of these lanes were a win for BoomBoys.
Pretty much. Usually when you win 3 lanes, Dota is very simple afterwards. You just control the map, you choke them in, you take the tier 2s as well. You set up those perimeters around the triangle and the bot lane where you board it all up, and you just start them out, right? Like you get way more out of the map, you don't have to make any crazy moves. So far, it's looking like it's going that way, and even the creep falls. The moment it gets picked up, it dies as well. The build that I really like is
Hero to ata.
Heritage's travels, by the way, helping out, of course, with that first kill on the TA down bottom with the Reaper side, but also in general, it's kind of nice not to breathe out in Radiance in some games. You know, just you might farm a bit slower, but you're way more active and way more valuable as a hero like this.
Especially with how much they're just playing around the map at the moment. They are up 5,000 net worth, have themselves in a very, very fortunate position. What do OG have in the moment? Like you said, they do need that level 6 for the bounty hunter. He's trying as hard as he can, but is the early tracks even enough? Like, what do you follow up with that? He's still level 4. Like, this is gonna be so
You're
tough.
right, bro.
They basically need
Bro
way
juice.
to track, and they need a combo of Tiny plus Bushwhack Sharpshooter. I think
But
the damage is
they
actually
need level 6, and let's see what will
for a
happen.
lot of these heroes, besides the Centaur, I think they can kill between the Tiny and the Hoodwink. I think they have the kill power. If you combo that up with track, maybe the network difference will not look as grim in a couple of minutes. But yeah, you gotta get there. You gotta get to the position in which you are able to do so. And they, by the way, did scout the bounty, so he might even die.
Reaper sight.
Binigyan pa ng
Heritage put
Reaper.
himself on the killing spree, and as Centaurs do, they just run in towers. He's got the help though as well. Make sure that they just grab another tier 1 tower. That's going to be the mid tower down, and stuck on 1 kill, and not exactly making it look like they're going to get another one anytime soon.
It looked like that pulse on bounty took half of his HP, by the way. Like just one death pulse. I mean, he was decayed as well, and he isn't really working with a lot.
But if they pick OD,
Blood grenades, I love
maybe
that
different
for him, by
story,
the way.
right?
You go, champ. You stack those blood
OD can
grenades. I mean,
rotate.
you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, blood grenades are the most cost-efficient HP item, so he's just trying to, like we said, a lot of armor, a very low amount of HP. If he's seen, he's
Skem needs
basically
level
dead.
6.
Whatever they cast on him, he's just
EPK
gone
level
immediately.
10, bro.
Smoke play coming through from BoomBoys once again. Axe trying to farm into this blink dagger. We're getting towards that timing, and if they don't get this shrine, Bounty's not going to be level 6 till 20. Thing is getting nothing out of the
Nice
map.
Bushwhack.
LSA connects. Curse Crown's going to be coming through. That'll
Mhm,
pop
may
eventually,
Reaper
and that
pa
means
ata.
it's going to be a dead Axe. He'll spin a little bit, but not really much doing
Nice.
for him. Meld strikes in. They finally get a kill. They double up on their kill total. Laguna Blade thrown out onto the Tiny, and now they need to retreat. This is a Tiny walking over and trying to do some damage with this Amplify. They want to be able to get this shrine, but the Bramble's placed perfectly. That means they've got their shrine, they got their objective, and there's not much OG can do about it. And that's going to be another OG shrine taken away by BoomBoys.
Yeah,
So
it was
okay.
so unfortunate for OG that they didn't have the blink on Tiny. Like, if this blink was a bit closer, and he's not really that far away from it, right? Like, when you look at this blink, Tiny, it's 200 goldish away. So that's the silver lining, even though they lose this shrine and everything.
Eto na,
The
meron
proof
ng
of
track.
concept, you can kill them, you have the damage, and now you have the means as well with the blink being picked up by the Tiny. So yeah, sure, it's a grim game. It's a really hard game to play. But if they play their cards right now with the track plus the tiny plus the hoodwink, you still have to wait for Axe, of course. But honestly, I can see it swinging at least a little bit back if they play it right.
Level 6. Okay na, dagger na lang.
Gonna have to get
Dalawang dagger sa tiny sa
TA doing a good job of continuing to keep up and farm, something a Tempo
OG.
Assassin obviously does.
Ay, sa Axe.
Gets into that Desolator, looking for a Blink Dagger, so they are trying to gap pose a little bit, and now they've got that level 6 on the Bounty Hunter to try and make moves here and use that track. But that's the thing, they've got to use this track to get themselves that gold and get themselves back in, and that all starts with the Tiny. And right now,
Dagger na rin tong ano.
within the jungle,
Natsumi, sige.
farm up, not working with this Bounty Hunter just yet.
Tingnan natin.
I feel like the main reason, or one of the main reasons why Tiny has been stopped from, like, just overall, you don't really see it on mid that much. You see it on safe lane, and that's the Blink Dagger Tiny, right? Like on safe lane, when you're going Echo Saber into Blink, it's fine because you have a playmaker for you. Someone is making like things happen on the map in the first 15-16 minutes. If you're playing on mid, this Blink needs to be there like minute 12. If it isn't, I feel like the game is just so damn slow.
Oh, heart na yung centaur. How do you kill centaur,
Sorry,
guys?
just queued up BKB. I think BKB for Tiny. Natsumi maybe looking for an opportunity. He's got Skem nearby, but this is not the hero you want to be taking out, especially Katomi. Ready to help.
Yeah, the
Walking
Radiance
forward
Manta
of this
built by the way.
bounty, trying to get the vision. Avalanche comes
Nice.
in, and now
Oh,
they're gonna get
see?
a kill, and they will. Heritage blown up. That's exactly what they needed to start this one
Kaso,
off. Yopaj
patay,
looked like he's gonna
patay.
be the trade at the end of the day. It is Tim's who got the kill on a Heritage. They'll look for the Terrorize. They don't land it, but the LSA comes through, and Tim's gonna be dead in return too. So that ends up being a 2-for-1, but at least a glimmer of hope here for OG as they got that kill on a Heritage.
Yes.
Top of the net worth hero that they need to slow down just as much as they can.
Yeah, just a perfect way to stack up those two AoE spells, by the way, so that no one can escape. But it's a big game, right? Like Necro was the big game, the things that we forget about on the Bounty Hunter. So a bit of extra value for the kill. Overall, if they can trade 1 for 2 with big game tracks, I feel like that's good on OG. If they trade 1 for 3, maybe it's yeah, not as amazing.
Truly amazing. Get a pause.
Is Lina with the spike going to go for a right click build, by the way? I wonder. Because he went for a fight. I feel like this is a right
Oh,
click
so
build.
Lina will be the
Overall,
damage dealer.
She
I
could
get
go
it.
one way or the other. I'm just wondering which one is better.